sound is working. I did turn on the live before, making sure the sound was working, which is not my usual order of operations. I also have to make coffee. I wanted to go live at the time I said I was going live, but I didn't account for the fact that I wouldn't be entirely prepared because I realized that I also have to write the Monday morning prompt today while we're doing this, and I didn't have that pre-written, and I like to film myself writing it. Anyway, all of that is such a complicated way of saying I'm going to need like 5 minutes, but I'm going to chat to you while I get set up, and hopefully everybody else will just use this time to also get themselves set up, because I worry about not being super exacting with my language at all times, despite the fact that I know like everybody's an adult and can like infer what happened, you know? But I hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I am hopefully going over to a friend's to watch Austin Powers later, and I'm very, very excited about that fact. My friend has never seen it, so we're gonna do it up. I don't know if this is a good time for people to do a work with me live. I usually do it pretty late at night, but I need to do a bunch of work. And as I've said before, it helps me. So we're gonna get that going as soon as I make my coffee. By coffee, I do mean latte, which I got pedantic about being like, they're different things the other day, and I stand by that. I do stand by that. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to like be judicious about what I'm actually showing on my home screen, because I do have a bunch of stuff that I need to get done that is technically like secret. So secret, okay. I'm gonna need to send Meg a thing, I think. But yeah, it should be good overall. I'm excited. I'm excited to get work done. This coffee is like no longer good. I don't know why I'm trying to keep drinking it. Sometimes Dunkin' coffee is very good, and sometimes Dunkin' coffee is very bad. And you never know what you're gonna get. And today's was like good up into a point. But also, Dunkin' got rid of the $6 meal deal, and I kind of like genuinely can't deal with how much inflation is going on in my neighborhood. And so, like, as much as I love a local coffee shop for everything, I have been doing the Dunkin' $6 meal deal because I'm poor, and it was a really good deal. And now it's not that good of a deal, and we're all very sad about it in my group chat. I also will say, had a long discussion about the Stony Clover Lane Dunkin' collab, because that Munchkins key charm, so stupid cute. There's little felt balls inside. Are you kidding me? Just absolutely delighted by that. I am making such a fancy coffee despite my insistence that I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible. I mean, the latte is always kind of fancy. Does that milk smell off? I'm too paranoid about milk to ever risk it, so this milk's getting dumped. It's been open for a while. There's only like a little bit left. This wasn't going to be the whole latte anyway. I'm not being wasteful. I have so many issues with the idea of being wasteful. It's bad. I had to have a friend come over and hold me accountable to throw things out a few years ago, because I literally feel so guilty anytime I throw anything away. Hello, welcome. I will get started in just a few seconds. I am making a coffee, but we will get going. It's good, use this time to grab whatever supplies you need for the next few hours. I think I at least have 1 hour's worth of work to do, and if I'm not lying to myself, I have a few hours worth of work that I could get done. So we're gonna try to get some of that done. And I also need to, like, I don't know. I need to like make some logs. I probably need to journal at some point. That would probably be good for me to do. So maybe we'll do that together to like close out. My Monday morning prompt for this week, I'm actually pretty excited about. I did a what do you want to challenge yourself on this week? And I think that's like a good approach for me to the idea of like self-improvement, is treating everything almost like like a mini challenge and helping myself like get focused on what I want to be focused on. Because my problem right now is that I've just been so scattered over the last few months. And it's like, it's all been out of stress. Like, I'm not, oh my God, this fucking ice tray is so fucking frozen. This is ridiculous. Oh my God, this feels so terrible. This is the worst texture I've ever put my fingers up against. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay, is that it? Ugh, I hate these ice trays. I do think like working in an office with all new people has been a really interesting way for me to like have a sense of who I am versus how people see me versus like all this other stuff. And I'm kind of fascinated by the differences I'm seeing between who I thought I was and who I actually might be, or at least who like people see me as. And all of this has been very fascinating to me as someone who has been like doing a lot of like self-improvement work for the last few years, and just like how much time I've really dedicated to like developing a sense of like self understanding, and how quickly all of that has been challenged just by being in proximity to people who are meeting me for the first time. And it's been really fascinating for me. I'm so worried that I'm gonna like burn a hole in this plastic cup because I thought it would fit under the stream and it doesn't. Okay, we are closer than we have ever been to getting the live going. But I do think challenging yourself is important, and I do think creating like almost mini challenges for myself feels like a very me approach to all of it. And that feels like kind of a cool thing to keep track of. And I think I just need to develop a few more trackers, and I need to like, I don't know, keep myself going in that regard. Because it is helpful. And if it's helpful for me, it's helpful for other people. And that's a good mantra. And like a lot of people sell Notion templates, and I don't begrudge people for selling Notion templates, but I will just say, as someone who has bought several Notion templates, I never end up using other people's more than I use the like overly simplistic ones that I designed for myself. And a big part of that is just that everybody else's is really complicated. And I'm like, I don't need that much going on. So that's why. Okay, I'm gonna charge my headphones. I'm gonna charge those. This goes here. There's so many things. Years later, and I'm finally finding a use for this really cute pencil case I bought. Okay, let's see. I think my DVD, I don't think I'm going to be ripping DVDs today, so we're going to unplug this. I do need to continue ripping DVDs, but that's a different conversation. Okay. Things are coming together. Things are happening. A doobie doobie doop. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this guy adjusted. All right. We're gonna be able to make all of this work. Work. Is that's still seeable? Okay. Closer than we've ever been. I'm gonna sit on an ice pad for the first, because Jesus, it's so warm in my apartment, and I forgot how warm my apartment gets, and I'm kind of like really annoyed. I feel like I've been lying to myself the past few months where I'm like, it's really not that bad in summer. It's so fucking bad, guys. Like, I have woke up covered in sweat the last few days. And like, I set my fan on a timer so that I don't have the fan going all night because I get sick as soon as I do that. But like, good Lord. I need to like really figure out my apartment cooling stuff. Otherwise, I am going to end up going into the office every day. Oh yeah, booth stuff is really tough. So I'm sorry that you're going through that. I do recommend. I got like a literal $9 cooling pad, like a dog cooling pad thingy. Ooh, yes, those are good too. Also, if you run out of those, you can dip a bandana in water and freeze it overnight, and that's really helpful. Also good for dogs. A lot of the stay cool tips that I have do come from the dog world. So, there's that. No, I want to go purple. I'm feeling, I mean, that's kind of cute, but I want more of like a, yeah, this is what I want. All right, we're going purple. We're doing purple vibes today. Let's see. Whatever the Pomodoro's on, I might just leave it on. I think it's 20 minutes. Yeah. Let's start with 20. I honestly probably should pay for PomoCat. Or PomoCat should start paying. I need to start thinking like an influencer. I need to start requesting free shit more often. I will say I was a little offended that HBO did not send me a hockey jersey. Like, come on, what do I have to do? And they definitely chose people with like larger followings and whatever. But like, I don't know. Did any of them write a 10,000 word essay? Um, I have receipts. But I'm not in it for the free stuff. I gotta get a sponsorship. Honestly, yeah, the cooling mat I have is like, I literally think I paid $10 for it. And it's definitely supposed to be like, put this under your cat's bed. My cat hates cold stuff, like won't sit on it. But yeah, the other thing I have in New York City for summer heat is neck fan and this little fan. All right, let's see. Let's sign in to my email. I need to like catch up on emails. It's who thought that having two jobs would be so difficult? I was so out of my depth in what I thought having two jobs was going to be like versus what it's actually like. Okay, we've got 20 minutes on the clock. It's going to be great. Yes, Weem does do the hot weather stretch. She also likes to lay on the tile during the summer, which is not something she does ever in the winter. She also Weem loves to be warm, like that is her like favorite state. But recently I've been waking up and she's been so cute. Weem's been really, really cute the last few weeks. Like kudos to Weem for always being the cutest cat in the world, but like sincerely. Okay. We're gonna get going. I'm gonna light a candle. If I can find my matches. Yes, I found them. Okay. I'm going to light a candle. We're going to get going. Does a candle sound kind of gross to me right now? Yes, but I love the vibe. I had to do like an introduction. Like my manager came back from mat leave, so we did like this like very cute like here's everything you missed in the last 6 months. And for the new team members, we had to be like, hi, here's who I am. And so I had to make a slide being like, here's everything you need to know about me. And Weem did feature on the slide, and I said she was the bravest and softest cat in the world. And Weem is so scared, and so I lovingly call her the bravest cat in the world because everything she does, every time Weem moves around the world, she's being so brave. But she is legitimately the softest cat in the world. She feels like a Rex bunny. It's ridiculous. She doesn't shed; she fluffs. It's so cute. Okay, let's go. Typing sounds ahoy. 20 minutes. Lock in. Good luck, everyone. I'll chat to you soon. Okay. Yay. Go. Oh, I have to light a candle. We're gonna light Baltic Amber. We're gonna light old trusty. These matches are all like a little bit broken, is what I've realized, which is fine, but is a little bit funny. Just based on who gave them to me and our current relationship. Ooh, drama. Week 24, run up. Next. Good Lord. Bing bong, break time. Great job. We've done 20 minutes of work. That's so funny. I also Weem gets introduced, but Weem doesn't like to be picked up. Um so Weem just kind of walks around in the background and I point at her while she goes by. Is my move with Weem. I did get most of the newsletter done in one go, so that feels really good. And then next, oh my god, I have so much going on this week, and I like have not. I've been so resistant to doing anything for this workshop, and I genuinely don't know why. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Um, yeah, see, Weem has never liked being picked up in her entire life. We used to call her Squirmy Wormy. I still sometimes call her that. Um, so like Weem Squirmy Wormy. She's never enjoyed being picked up. I think she was flea dipped a lot as a baby when she was first found, and I think that caused like both like trauma and some neurological stuff with her. So she's just never liked being picked up. So I try to respect that. Weem is very much like a I'll come to you. So I love that Weem likes to sleep next to me because it's like the one time that she's like extremely cuddly. Um, which is great, and I respect her for setting boundaries. Um, oh my god, my house is so warm, and I don't know how to cool it down. Yeah, I'm debating if I want to get another cat. I think I need to like figure out my financial stuff before I get a cat. And particular, I'm debating if I want to get a cat because I want Weem to have someone or because I want to have another cat. And I need to make sure that it's for Weem because she's the one who's going to be chilling with that cat while I'm at work. And that's like the thing that makes me want to get her a buddy is like she's never really been without a buddy. Um, and she seems to be fine. Like she doesn't seem like depressed or anything like that. It's just like it's tough. Yeah, I've been resisting talking to a pet psychic because I have a lot of unhealed stuff around what happened with Boo Boo, and I feel like I'm just like not gonna be able to stop crying, which is normal, and they're used to that. I once had the funniest chart reading in the world where the woman was like, "Yeah, I whatever reaction you have," and then at the end she was like, "Okay, so that was a big reaction," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna watch this video. It's just like it's just me." Um, oh yeah, for sure. Please do recommend. Um, I used to have one that my boss would recommend. I The thing is I totally believe in pet psychics. Like I think that like there are ones that are definitely grifters, but there's grifters in every industry. So can't judge an industry by the grifter, you know? Um yeah, Monday morning prompt is going to go out tomorrow. I have to do my slides for the upcoming workshop and it might make sense for me to use um AHA slides. So I need to figure that out if I'm gonna do that. I think part of me really wants to, and the other part of me was like, it's not really worth it. But I think it will be. There's like I'm facilitating for like 140 people. Terrifying. So and I've never done an in-person facilitation. I don't know why I agreed to this, but I need the money, so it's fine. I'm making a nice paycheck on this workshop, so I'm really thrilled about that. But it is going to be hell on my body, and I'm not excited about that fact. And I need to like make sure my apartment's like clean and all this stuff because I leave. I shouldn't say this online. I'm like I leave. Here's all my plans, but like. Ugh, I don't want to do this. Yeah, it's in person. I've never facilitated in person before. So that'll be fun. Oh God, I don't. We're making plans for tonight, and I really don't want to. I want to stay at my apartment. We all want to stay at our apartments is the problem. And it's not really a thing that you can do, but yeah, I'm trying to be positive about it too, but I need to like figure out there's so much shit that I'm like, okay, so you need to figure out these logistics. Like I need to get from the Albuquerque airport at like 11 p.m. to Santa Fe. Like what's the vibe? What's the deal? Is Uber possible? So I need to like do some research and make sure that I like have things for that. And then I need to figure out what time checkout is at the hotel. Because my hope is that I can kind of like crash after the workshop for like a while and potentially like stay at the hotel until like 3 and then basically just go straight to the airport and just like chill there for a few hours and like not worry about like being late or whatever. And then I take a red eye home. So Ugh, okay, break's over. No. All right, 20 more minutes. Here we go. Tools. I just need to like adjust. How do I? That's not what I want. If I go into photos, is it gonna be? Sync faster. Well, can you straighten an image using preview? Sync again. Okay, whatever. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do it at noon. So that way it'll be 9 a.m. for the California crowd. What time is 12 p.m. ET in Australia? Damn, that's really unhelpful. But it would work for people in Europe. And that, do not create a new Zoom meeting, Jesus Christ. It's the pelvic thrust that drives you insane. Get out of rest. Let's do the time warp again. When are we canceled? Okay, we have so much time on this. But it's the pelvic drive. Set your goals. Did I say the 27th or the 28th? 28th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Safe. Let's do the time warp again. What am I doing? Jesus Christ, I like can't type today. When you've done so much, boo. Reset. June 28th at 12:01 p.m. ET. On Zoom. It's June 28th, right? What is the pelvic thrust that drives you insane? I understand. Media. Why is the background disgusting? Let's do time warp again. Ooh, let's make it mint. That's pretty. Okay, guest list will be hidden. $7. Why not? This event. till the time warp again. Passing it. I want to fix this fucking photo. Can I just put the placeholder in? Yes. But it would be so easy to just straighten it. So fucking frustrating. Bring your knees in time. Bring your knees in time. Why do I have time warp stuck in my head? 1 minute timer. That guy from Sorted, I have so many like old YouTube subscriptions that are so funny to me. Read back through this. Implicitly or explicitly? Now that you've got the score written out, you really want. God, I can't believe it's only 18 hours from now. That's wild. Yay! That took a little bit longer than it has been. Bring your knees in time. Bing bong break time. Good job, everybody. I forgot that one of the reasons I wanted to do um, the thing was to write the facilitator cards mailer. Um, oh, that's so true. Ooh, hello from Brooklyn. Neuchâtel? How do you pronounce that? I'm immediately trying to make it French, and I'm not entirely positive that it is. Okay, that's a great tip about airports. Also, I can also call the Hilton. Like, it's a Hilton that I'm staying at, so I could also call them and ask their concierge because that. The thing about hotels is people literally spend 4 years getting a degree in working in hotels, and so like they are so fucking competent at helping people. So maybe tomorrow, like maybe later today or tomorrow, I'll call them and just say like, "Hi, I'm coming into town for a conference. I'm staying with you guys Thursday night. I'm getting in pretty late. I'm wondering if you have any suggestions." I mean, I'm getting in really late and it's like over an hour away, but you're right. They might have a shuttle or they might even have like this is the things that hotels used to do is that they'd send someone. Um, but you're right about the airport. I can also call them and just be like, "Hi, I wish this is one of the times that I do wish I drove because then I could just be able to fall back on the idea that I could always rent a car. But I haven't driven in over 10 years, so that isn't possible for me." Um, I do want to get my license again, but I it's such a complicated process to get it in New York because I don't have a car in New York. And I'm like, I could go to Vermont and like try to fool the Vermont DMV into believing that I moved there temporarily. Um, it wouldn't be that difficult. I do work for a Vermont-based company technically still, so we could do some stuff, but um yeah, okay. So next I have to write the facilitator cards monthly mailer, which I do want to write because I do want to get people to sign up for the Set Your Goals workshop. And I do hope to make a little bit of money off of that. Because I do have credit card debt to pay off. Because did you know that you have to pay to put down your cat? Um so I've done I have some credit card debt. And my new job, as much as I love it, does not pay as much as I wish it did. So um gotta do that. Gotta figure that out. Yeah, great okay, I feel so much calmer immediately being like, "Right, I can just ask people. I don't even have to come up with this myself." Is making me feel so much better. Also, my cooling pad is now officially just like blah, blah, blah. It's like a jelly pad underneath me. I do think I am gonna take 2 buses to go hang out with my friends later this evening, which is fun. It'll be great. But yeah, my in-person workshop, like I have done so many workshops on Zoom, and so I'm not, and I've done stand-up comedy, so I'm actually not intimidated about holding a mic and it's going to be a lavalier mic as well. So I'm like, okay, great, I even know how to use those things. Um, but yeah, it's going to be different. I'm definitely gonna have to ask people to like, I don't know. I think I have some scenarios that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna just like they're gonna get the meeting cards. I'm gonna be like, okay, open them up, look through them for like 3 minutes. They're going to be in small groups at their tables. So I think depending on the table size, I'm going to have people pair up to do a declarative pairs, or I'm going to have people um, do a round table um, at their table and just like go around and fill in the blank as many times as you can. Which I think will be fun, hopefully. Like for the next minute, I just want you guys to like write down as many words as possible and then go around and like kind of boggle style share them with each other. It'll be good. I'm gonna think through it, but I think it'll be really good. It's like 140 something people in a ballroom. I'm gonna have a mic on. I'm gonna like ask them to do a thing, think about meetings. I'm gonna present my kind of like my classic my classic whiteboard that I do always have written down of like out loud in full group, have people write, and then I'm going to make them write about the benefits of writing. And then I'm going to have them do probably 2 different scenarios just so that they fully understand the cards and how to use them. And then we'll discuss those. And that'll probably be the full hour if I'm really thinking about it. And like at the beginning, I can have them submit Q&A. And then while they're doing scenario work, I can look through the questions and answers and come up with some answers for them. So that'll be good. And then it'll be done. I think my thing starts at 9:30. I'll be done by 10:30. And then my hope is that I can like literally go back to the hotel and sleep from like 11 until 2:45 and then pack up and like maybe go get lunch or something and then head back to the airport and just like sit there until 11 when my plane takes off. Like as much as I'm a little bit like don't waste the afternoon in this place. It's going to be like 110 degrees. I'm not trying to like, but I'm also not trying to like be outside. So we'll see. I don't want to be completely uncultured, but I am also like whatever. But I also know that like if I need to, I can be like, can I leave my bags here and like walk around for a bit? But I don't want to walk around. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I wish I wasn't on a red eye, but I am, and it'll be fine. I'm gonna sleep on the plane. I always sleep on planes. The timer has begun, but I just wanna chat. I don't wanna do work. This is why I have to do this because this it keeps me accountable. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be great. Okay, talk to you soon. But it's Truth time. I have decided to do 2 workshops in June. Why not? Honestly, that does count as work. I think talking to anyone counts as work. Um, oh god. I'm really hoping that this movie night is actually happening, but I am also like, we need to get this planning together. Otherwise, it's not gonna work out for anyone. I can't believe I'm doing 2 workshops. I can. I should. Like, I need to also get back to somebody who maybe wants me to do a workshop in June for them or July, and that way I can, like, start planning July workshops. But I feel like I don't know what happened. I think I'm, like, wondering if it is just, like, errant comments. Yeah, we're watching Austin Powers. I it's one of those things where, like, my friends have never one of my friends has never seen it, and we were both like, "You need to see that movie." And I really wanna watch Drop Dead Gorgeous, but I don't think it's available on any streaming platform, so I'm like, um, it's gonna be fine. Um, I Austin Powers is one of those movies that I'm like, it's actually, like, shockingly okay for the time it was made in. And I do think it's, like, such a generation I don't know, it's so funny. My friend is only, like, 3 years young. Like, I have one friend that was literally born, like, exactly a year later than me, and then our other friend was born, I think, like, 2 or 3 years she might be 3 years younger than me, and her cultural references are just so fucking different, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is the thing." Um, Drop Dead Gorgeous the thing about Drop Dead Gorgeous is I'm like, it is genuinely one of my favorite movies of all time. And I really struggle to recommend it to people because of how much the R word is said. And like it's not like an ignorable part of it because they are actually referencing someone who like has diminished mental capacity. And so it's like it's very but like he's also kind of the hero. Like there's moments of it where I'm like, it's not that I can't defend it, and it's also the 90s. So it was like literally a different time. But I think like the stuff that I'm always like, oh, is much more about like the creepy guy. Um Oh, absolutely. I think it's also funny because, like, the Austin Powers that I saw is the British cut, and so it has, like, these extra scenes in it that I'm always like, "That scene isn't in this," whenever I watch it. But it's not. I also think okay, I'm like, "Okay." I think that one of the reasons I stopped advertising workshops online was because, well, I started a new job, but also because somebody said that I wasn't welcoming in one of my events, and then I looked it up, and they were, like, literally over 10 minutes late to the event, and it's like, "Well, you missed the welcome." But it got in my head because I was like, "Oh, I'm clearly not creating the environments that I'm, like, priding myself on." And I think I just was at, like, a sensitive moment in my life. I think I've been at a sensitive moment in my life for over a month now, which does make sense to me because my best friend just, like, one day decided to stop talking to me and, like, won't give me any more information and just said that she'll get in contact with me when she wants to, and I'm gonna, like, "Okay, what does that mean?" And so that's been weighing on me pretty heavily the last month while I've been starting a new job. And so I've just like I've got my bearings under me. I think I can absolutely switch into focus mode at 3 p.m. Um, it's just it was genuinely one of those things where like she left this comment in a way that I was like on another video where I was saying like try to be more welcoming to people, like try to spread positivity, and it felt like it truly was one of the meanest comments I've ever received because it was like not only about like work I had done, but it clearly this person had been like festering for a while. And like I was like, there are official feedback channels through which you could have shared this with me, but instead you decided to post it on a video. It just felt like a lot. Um so it just yeah, I don't know. It was just not my favorite piece of feedback to get. And so I was like, should I be advertising this stuff on my platforms that are kind of blending work with like genuine like pleasure? Like I keep saying I haven't made money off of making videos, and that's not true because I like did I me to come to those. So that was but like it's by choice. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to sell people stuff. I genuinely think these workshops are helpful. I genuinely want people to feel comfortable coming to them and like knowing about them and all that. So it's gonna be fine. I should also put this workshop in my newsletter, but that's so true. I think what I was shocked by was the place that it occurred and also like the severity of the feelings that had not been expressed to me. And so it made me go like, is everything that I think about myself just like kind of untrue and just like whatever? And so like anyway, I have a really hard time with the idea that people are harboring ill will or bad feedback and just not giving it to me. And so it was kind of a nightmare scenario. I've had multiple nightmare scenarios happen to me this year, What's also funny about that is I literally have I'm like, I'm gonna just zoom you into this real quick and then we'll start again. Um, as this workshop is only 45 minutes long, we encourage you to arrive on time. The waiting room be turned on. Like, I have things in all of my things that are like, please arrive on time. This is how you can do that. But we also usually put a 10-minute timer on. And we say, like, you cannot come into the workshop if you're more than 10 minutes late in order to create a cohesive experience for everyone. So it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that's a you problem. But like, I think what I was shocked by was somebody like lingering with it. But it's okay. One person cannot determine the value of anything, especially when it happened in groups. And I got like incredible feedback on that workshop. So I think it just like tainted things, but also like made me doubt myself in ways that like the person could not have known that they were triggering me in that way, but they did. Same thing with the person who left I love whatever's wrong with you comment. Like, I know that that's like a typical standard thing that we say online. And yet I was like, what's wrong with me? Even though like I know what's I know what's quote unquote wrong with me. I live with me. It's actually shocking how much I have not displayed to the internet of what's wrong with me. But that's a different fucking thing. So, okay, it's time to do work again. Ugh. All right, 20 more minutes and then we get a long break. Yay! Mail to. I'm bringing these in time. When was the last? How to fix your meetings? I don't want to type a new thing. This is how I'm lazy. This is how I'm lazy. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, so this would have been in last year's. Me putting a lucky thing in last year. Genuine comedian. Great. This should be turn into heading 3. June 26 at 3. I'm bringing these in time, but it's a velvet thread. June 26. With everything you need to plan your best meetings. Just in case. Okay. From the Insta.
How do you deal with drop off when you put people into breakout rooms? So what I want to talk about now is creative ways.
I love that I was like, this can be a short one, and then I made probably the longest mailer that I've made in quite some time. Uh, okay. I hate that. Do not send me a strategy audit. New. I have to check literally 1 million links. Why are some of these not bolding? That's annoying. Okay. Yay, we made it to long break. Congratulations, everyone. Yeah, truly famous last words. Yeah, I've never written anything short-winded in my life, as I've said many times on many occasions. I'm also realizing that I'm gonna have to put out a normal newsletter this week from Smoke Show, which is good. I've been meaning to. I've been feeling very like delayed and hamstrung by my own hangups. Particularly with Smoke Show, I feel like I got a bunch of followers. I got like literally so many subscribers. It's kind of unbelievable to me from my heated rivalry essays. And now I'm like, well, I can't just go back to doing like random personal essay bullshit. I'm like, yes, I can. Like, I'm allowed to do whatever I want, but it takes me a minute to remember that. I also did buy this mic is like I use it a lot and I love it and I'm going to keep using it, but the other one broke and it broke in this way that makes me really nervous about this one. And so I did invest in like the next level up from Rode and I bought like a handheld mic, which I think is going to be fun. It is my Substack. I think the thing is like I never want people to sign up for something and then be like, "Wait, this isn't what I signed up for." But like to be fair, I didn't tell them what they signed up for. It used to be that I sent out a Substack every single Friday, and that has not been the case. And like, yeah, I well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I I forget that I'm good at writing. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I've really done a good job developing my voice over the years. I literally went to college for it. I have a degree in it, and yet the imposter syndrome is still so strong. It's not, and it is. Like it it is funny to me when people like who only know me from my videos are like, "You're really good at this." I'm like, "Yeah, it's I have I'm a writer." But it's that thing where like it's so weird to be like, I don't expect anyone to have any knowledge of me or my work or anything before they engage with me, but also like I've been doing this a long, long time, and it's just recently that I've gotten on video and done it. But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I need to ask my neighbor if she's around to cat sit my cat, and then if she's not, I need to ask my other neighbors if they're around to cat sit my cat. But I should be back by like Saturday. I should be back by Saturday morning, so it's like literally just Friday. So like she will be fine, and she only needs someone to really come in once and feed her because knowing Weem, she's not going to eat on a day that I'm not here, but maybe she will. So I might ask my neighbor if she's willing to come down in the morning and the evening, if for no other reason than to like make sure that there's not like still meat sitting out. But like Weem's not going to eat. Like I know her. So I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. It'll be fine. I've been cat sitting for my neighbor and like dog sitting for her. So I think like if she's around, she'll absolutely do it. But if she's not around, I'm kind of like, fuck. But I have other neighbors in the building. Weem hates other people in her space. She's like not a well socialized cat, which is partially my fault, but also, as I've said, like bravest cat in the world. She's terrified of everything and everyone, and I appreciate that about her. So if my neighbor's not available, hopefully my other neighbors would be willing to do it. It's literally so easy. It's like come in, get her food out of the fridge, add some hot water, done. And you don't even really need to add hot water. In fact, I might just be like sprinkle some minnows on top and like call it a day. Um, so we'll see. It'll be easy. I do have to have my apartment clean. I have to pack for New Mexico, but I don't fly out until late that night and I took the whole day off. So I have plenty of time day of to like pack and make sure that I have everything. I'm still not exactly sure what my bag situation is going to be because again, I'm there for such a short period of time, but I also need to like look professional. So part of me is like bring a weekender bag and a tote bag and that way I can just like not have to lug everything around. I don't know. I also have little bags that I could pack and then ostensibly like leave my big bag at the hotel if I am going to poke around. But it's also that thing of like I want to make sure that I'm making it as convenient for myself as possible to like walk around and be a person during the day. So we'll see. I have so many bags. This should not be a complicated question, and yet it is. Especially because some of the bags that I have that I love are like open top, and I don't actually want to bring them on a plane. But we will see. I also just have a thing about like looking as professional as possible at all times because I like to say that my parents put me in like baby CEO classes as a child and they in many ways did. It's just it's so funny to me. I don't know. My parents were very funny because like I mean that's one word for them. My my parents used to be like you're never going to have a meeting on horseback. Like that's not the skill you need to develop and I was like I mean I will if I'm in the horse industry. And I maintain that that is true. Um but I'm not in the horse industry. So or and nor do I have to play golf to get ahead at my job. So we were both wrong. But my parents were very like I don't know, they drilled a certain level of professionalism into me at a very young age that I struggled to let go or like understand that like there is a new world out there where the tradition is not so much that. Um okay, it takes me an hour to get to my friend's house. Um okay. I'm gonna check this and then I'm gonna schedule it for tomorrow morning. And then this is crooked. I'm gonna schedule that for tomorrow morning, and then I could work on the slides for the workshop because I need to get those done. Um, that's so true. That is so true. I used to compete. I used to be in it. I haven't in years, but I did realize recently that like I think that is like the one big thing that has been missing from my life is being involved with horses and like I live in New York City. It is possible for me to take the train out to like Long Island or Connecticut and like go to a barn and do some stuff. So I am like taking that into account. But I also think that my 10-year plan is to move back to Ireland and be there for it, and do horse stuff. If I'm gonna own a horse, I'm gonna want to own a horse in Ireland and not America. Is kind of where I'm at. So I think that would be fun. I think that's a fun 10-year plan for me. And like I have friends who literally like one of my friends from college like literally writes for like an equine magazine now and like used to do Jersey. She used to go to New Jersey to ride all the time. And so that's very fun. Yeah, my aunt used to own a horse farm. It's now like a different thing, but she was like a trained horse whisperer. You know, no. They don't neigh differently, I would say, but they are like they are like I don't know, like they're Irish. I don't know how to describe American horses versus Irish horses without being like Irish horses feel working class. Like even the top fucking horses at the barns, they feel working class. Like there's just something gritty about them. And I've ridden at a lot of different American barns, but like my favorite American barn I ever rode at was this place in Colchester, Vermont. Um, I did go to sixth grade, sixth class over there with a girl who owned a white gray horse, but it was like it was a gray horse, but it looked white. And his name was Smirnoff. And so she would write like I heart Smirnoff all over her binders and stuff at school, and the teachers would be like, and she'd be like, it's my horse's name. And I was like, you have to come up with a nickname for that fucking horse. But it was that barn was kind of a nightmare. But there are some beautiful barns in Ireland. And like, yeah, my aunt owns like well, she used to own a horse farm. She still lives on the land. Um, but that was where I learned how to like really ride horses. Cause like it's not that Americans are bad at riding horses, they just have very different equitation. And I find that the Irish approach to equitation like matched a lot more of like my actual engagement with the horse. But I did focus mostly on dressage in America, and I just have a lot of different opinions now about like I don't think if I ride again in the future, like I would like to do barefoot, bridleless kind or at least bitless riding. And so like that's something that I'd really like to like get more into, but also I'd love to learn horse whispering from my aunt. And I'm really sad that I didn't take more advantage of that when I was younger and she could have like taught it to me. Um, so it's a good time. I've ridden bareback a lot, but bitless is so new. Oh yeah, yeah, hunting is so different. And I've ridden one hunt in Ireland and it was truly the most terrified I've ever been in my life, and yet it was the most exhilarating. So that's what I also mean by like working class or like all of those horses are like fucking ready. Like, even if they're not hunters, they're just like so fucking ready, and it's great. And Connemara ponies are like one of my favorite breeds of all time. They're just so fucking funny, and they chew on rocks um to make their teeth tougher. So they're fucking little weirdos. And my aunt had a beautiful dapple gray Connemara named Charlie that I was obsessed with. But my favorite horse at her barn was an Irish sport horse named Ross, who was incredibly lazy, and we were best friends. And then he would occasionally just take you for a fucking ride, and that was great. Um, yeah, you can have long gaps between riding horses and still enjoy horses. I don't know. Horses are one of those things that I'm like, like anytime there's like therapy to do with horses, I'm like, yeah, of course. They're like an ancient beast that we are like simultaneously evolving with. Of course, they're good for us. Um, horses are so funny. Like when people are like, really into dogs, I'm like, have you heard of this other thing that's like six times as big and really, really fragile? Um, but I will say, Connemara's fucking, industrious. I do love an Irish sport horse. That is kind of my like ideal horse in the world. I love a big fucker. Like I love a big horse. My favorite horses have all been over 16 hands. My absolute favorite horse of all time was 17.2. Um, the thing is, like, it is kind of like riding a bike. And I think I maintain that from someone who had years between riding stints as like a child through teenagehood. It's been a long time, but I genuinely believe like it would come back to me pretty quickly, as would all of the fears that I've already gotten over. But I know that like a lot of my like core strength and my overall like balance is genuinely left over from doing all of the core strength and balancing exercises that I used to do as a child on horseback. Um, but yeah, the idea of like getting on a horse and doing like lunge line posting with my arms out is like kind of a nightmare, but I'm also kind of like, yeah, we'll do it. It's gonna be great. I need to work out the thing that I'm giving myself is like in the next 5 years, I want to start riding again. And part of the reason it's a 5 year plan is because I need to get stronger in the ways that I know will be required for me to ride a horse. Now, I think that the horse world in general is incredibly fat phobic, and they often say things like fat people should not be riding horses, and that is categorically unfucking true. You need to find the right horse, but nobody says this to overweight cowboys. We only say this to women who want to ride English style. And horses are built to have a lot of fucking weight. like and so like you yes, like for a while it was like if you're fat you should ride draft horses, which is like not actually the case at all. Draft horses are designed to tug things and not necessarily bear the weight on their spine. Um, and so it's very different. But like quarter horses are built to have a lot of weight on their back for days at a fucking time. Like they're gonna be okay if someone over 200 pounds gets on their back. I would even say over 350. These horses, like you just have to be conscious of it, but it doesn't mean that like you can't ride. And I think that this is the same thing that I have in dance, where I'm just like, if you have a great dancer, but they don't fit the typical dance body, like Jesus Christ. Yeah, fat phobia does know no bounds. The thing about horses is that they'll do it in this way that's like, no, it's for the horse's safety. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, show me a fucking Swedish warm blood that can't take a grown man's weight. Like, they're bred for it. Cobs are fascinating. Cob jumping is one of those things that occasionally my Instagram will be like, do you want to watch a bunch of fucking teenagers jump like 10 feet in the air on their cob crosses? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Um, Ponies are so like ponies. The thing about like fucking mules, guys, like they are bred to withhold a lot of weight. Donkeys can like I could sit on a donkey no fucking problem tomorrow. But I do want to get my like leg strength and core strength back up, and I do want to do some like just some like actual prep work and stuff. Oh, I love that's so cute. I showed okay, let's see. Desi was the laziest horse in the world, and I loved her. And she was half quarter horse, half thoroughbred, and she was so fucking lazy. And she was beautiful. She was like a light bay. And that was at the barn that had like all of these Swedish warm bloods that were all descended from this Olympic horse that this woman had ridden in the Olympics in like the 80s, but she um, had like a traumatic head injury during the opening ceremonies, and so she had to like learn how to walk and talk again. And Oreo was like literally the reason she got out of a coma. It was like this incredible story. And so every horse on her barn was like descended from Oreo. And he was a Swedish warm blood, and that was fun. I loved those horses. They were like all Grand Prix dressage horses. They were so fucking funny. Boing was like this flea bitten gray who was like so fucking funny. There was also my favorite horse at that barn was like a 17 hand, like deep bay Swedish warm blood named Diva. And Diva was like so beautiful, but she hated doing advanced stuff. And so she was like, you needed to be an expert rider, but she would only show at like very very low levels, like and she was beautiful and she'd win every time, but like she did not want to do a pirouette to save her fucking life. Like she was just like not into it. Yeah, Boing was really funny. Boing I think has like won some international stuff. Like if I really wanted to like find out some stuff, like Boing had a really interesting pedigree and stuff. Boing was hilarious. He literally would bounce. I stood there as he did canter pirouettes around me one day, and it was truly the most terrifying moment of my life, but it was very, very cool. And then there was Pip, who was a dapple gray, and Pip was really mean to everyone but me. Um, and I loved Pip. He was like Boing's younger brother. They had like the exact same pedigree. And then there was a horse named Zoe who was Boing's sister, and Zoe was a mare who gave birth twice while I was at that barn. And the first baby was this tiny, tiny little baby named Ruby who was all legs, and she was so cute. And she was the youngest horse I've ever been in contact with. She was like a week old when I met her. and Ruby had a perfect diamond on her forehead. Like she was all bay with like one white diamond. And so her show name was All That Glitters. And I loved that. And then eventually I moved away from that barn because they like stopped having the things that I needed. And the Desi's owner stopped wanting to partially lease her to me. So I moved on and I worked with this thoroughbred named Copley for many years. And Copley was very funny. And her trait was that she would hang her tongue out the side of her bit and it would literally just like flap in the wind. And so for dressage, they would always be like, we want to deduct points because she looks so fucking silly, but like there's no technical deduction for that. So Copley was one of the horses that I was like if I went back now, I would be like, we need to do bitless with this fucking horse. Like she's clearly telling us that she doesn't like having things in her mouth. Copley was great. Loved Copley. She was so funny. She hated the showgrounds. Yeah, they tried to deduct for that, but like it was a natural instinct for her. So like it would have been cruel for us to try to fix it, basically, is what they ruled on. But like every time. I mean, horses are so inherently goofy because they look so serious and then they open their mouths and you're like, it's an old man. But the tongue was particularly silly goofy. And like, of course, she would always like eat grass on our way to the arena. So she'd have like greeny, foamy spit that she'd just be like flicking all over my leg. So that was the last time I ever wore light colored jodhpurs in show contexts. Despite how much I hate heat, I did wear all black for a lot of my showing because of Copley. So that was fun. Okay. I've now been chatting about horses and this is all I want to do forever in my life. So, okay. We're going to do at least 20 more minutes worth of work and then we're going to take another break. And then that might be it for me today because I will have gotten a lot done. And that this has been so fun. I'm so glad to have found some fellow horse people. Oh my God, this week is so hellish. Like, what am I doing with my, it's going to be fine. Everything about this week will be done by Friday at 10:30 and then a.m. And then I just have to get back to New York City and I will be back in New York by 5 or 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then I'm just going to take a fucking cab from the airport because I'm lazy and I'm flying into JFK, which is like not too far from my apartment. So it's all going to be fine. It's going to be a gauntlet and then it'll be over and I'm going to have a great time doing it. Everything's fine. If I say it enough, it'll be true. Okay. I'm so grateful for all of the opportunities in my life right now. And for that, we are so grateful. Okay. And 3, 2, 1, 20 more minutes and go. Hey, facilitators. Well, we're already a week in June. This year is absolutely flying by. So before we get too far into the newsletter, let's recap everything we've got going on at Facilitator Cards Zoom Fundamentals course now available. We made this our first course because we're big believers in leveraging the power of Zoom to enhance all of our virtual workshops. No extra technology necessary to get the most out of the platform. Run Better Meetings Guide is your handy guide to plan and run your best meetings. This guide walks you through 4 common stages of a meeting. Okay, well, I said walks you through twice there. This guide highlights. Including prompts, how to give instructions, and how to leverage it for in-person and virtual meetings. Plus sample agendas and why they work. The meetings pack is our curated selection of facilitator cards. I've also got the facilitator cards deck and digital deck. Your next meeting, your best meeting, plus each pack comes with a free course that walks you through how to use the pack and sample scenarios so you can put your cards to work. Flying by, set your goals for 2026. Better virtual sessions. Better. Great. At Facilitator Cards, we are always striving to make the art of facilitation less mysterious and more applicable, which is why we include free workshops and courses to accompany the cards. We want you to be fully equipped to use these cards in whatever way suits your planning process best. Check out the rest of the mailers for more facilitation tips and invites for our upcoming workshops. Upcoming events. Fix your meetings in 45 minutes. June 26th at 3 to 3:45. we all have meetings, but how many of us are ever taught how to run great meetings? That's where this workshop comes in. In this 45-minute session, Claire, aka the other half of the facilitator card team, aka the meeting medic, will go over 3 easy ways to transform your next meeting and get your team excited to come back for the next one. In this workshop, we will discover how to determine the goal of any meeting, discuss why meetings matter, what sets them apart from emails, define the role of the facilitator, and how to be excellent at it. Join us for this quick short workshop on June 26th, and leave with everything you need to plan your best meetings. June 26th, 3 to 3:45. 3 finished by 3:45, blah, blah, blah. Great. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. Set and reset your 2026 goals June 28th at 12 p.m. We're almost halfway through 2026. What a perfect opportunity to check in on how we're progressing with our goals and maybe set some new ones for ourselves. This session will invite you to reflect on how 2026 has gone so far, note any progress that we've made this year, focus on what's coming in the next 6 months and what we want to leave 2026 having accomplished. These goal setting sessions are a perfect way to set aside the time you need to focus on what you want out of your time. Come with sticky notes and a pen and leave with concrete plans for how you're going to accomplish your goals. This session has flexible pricing and you are welcome to pay $0. I want to set my goals. Facilitator Cards 101, September 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Facilitator Cards 101 is our quarterly workshop where we gather with card carriers to go over how to use facilitator cards. We're facilitators, so we think that workshops are one of the best ways to learn about and experience facilitator cards, which is why we offer Facilitator Cards 101 every quarter for free for everyone who has a deck of facilitator cards. At this workshop, you'll get to understand the facilitation methodology, meet other awesome facilitators from the Insta. Okay. 101. This brings you to our calendar. 101. Okay. From the Insta, 3 easy phrases, 3 easy ways to check in, 3 ways to start your meetings, 3 ways to end your meetings. We're going with the rule of 3s. Hey, that's me.
How do you deal with drop-off when you put people into break?
How do you deal with drop-off when you put people into breakout rooms, Meg? Ba-doop. Ba-doop.
How do you deal with
running best Zoom meetings?
What I want to talk about now is
Not sure what happened there. That's so interesting. My movie too.
Hello, everyone.
I wonder if the featuring YouTube thing made it that way. Yeah, feature equal YouTube.b. Want to hear from us more often? Subscribe to the Meeting Medic newsletter, YouTube channel, Insta, Student Leader Deck.
Hello, everyone.
Worst ways, Meeting Medic Substack, Facilitator Cards YouTube, Facilitator Cards Insta, Meeting Medic Insta, Hot Tips mailing list, Student Leader Pack, Student Leader Pack. Amazing. Public. Yay. Just under 1,000 words, baby. All right. We're not going to run an A/B test because the last time I fucking did that, the whole thing got stuck. We're sending it to all subscribers, and we're sending it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Actually, let's do 9:45. Woo! This email's going to 4,435 people. Yay! It is actually so jarring to like really think about how many people I am communicating with at any given time. The fact that like I have multiple videos that more than 1 million people have seen will break my brain on the day it actually computes to me that that's true and not like a fake thing I made up. But for now, feels fake. Oh, that's very funny. I should probably edit my link. Oh, that's funny.
Here's the clip.
What did I include? Nailed it. Doing great, everybody. That's so wild to me. Okay. I will stop yelling. Oh, I should write about this, honestly. Like this is one of the funniest charts in history. Like, I don't know. It's genuinely so tickly. Okay. Thank you. Great. We've done it again, everybody. We made it through another 20 minutes of work. And I am so proud of us. So true. I can be grateful and stressed. I do contain multitudes. I'm like, I will say, just to triangulate myself, I am smack dab in the middle of JFK and LaGuardia. I like LaGuardia more. And especially ever since they like updated it. I think it's fucking great. But I'm flying JetBlue, so JFK is easy fucking breezy. The JetBlue terminal and I are like this. Because JetBlue and Aer Lingus used to have a deal together, so we'd always fly JetBlue from Burlington, and then you'd be able to take a little shuttle from the JetBlue terminal over to the international terminal, and then we'd fly Aer Lingus, and they transfer your bags for you. Like it was a fucking great little deal back in the day. So the JetBlue terminal and I are very old, very familiar friends. And I've never been to the Albuquerque airport, so I'm curious to see what the Albuquerque airport's all about. So when I get there, I'm gonna try to scope it out because, like, I'm gonna have to be there for a long time, potentially. Yeah, Terminal 5. My favorite thing I ever saw in the JFK airport was somebody got on a plane to Ireland holding a full New York pizza that they were bringing to their friends. Um, oh, hell yeah. I honestly don't fly nearly as much as I used to. So I don't have any points right now. I should have let my sister book my flights and get the points for this, but I didn't. Instead, I did it. But thankfully, they are going to pay me before July 1st, so because they're trying to close out their fiscal year. So they're like, please keep receipts. And I'm like, believe me, I will be keeping fucking receipts. You're paying me back for every single thing I consume while there because, like, you could have just paid me to stay at home. So it's going to be fine. Yeah, it was honestly like such a sight to see. I I used to feel so comfortable and safe flying, and so it's like weird. It's like a weird new thing for me that I have um like any fear of planes. Like my mom is a pilot and my dad literally leases airplanes. So like I'm intimately familiar with Boeing and all of this shit. So it's shocking to me that now I'm like, oh, I have to get on a plane. Oh, is it an Airbus? Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna figure out what the deal is. I'm gonna get here's the thing about me. I really don't mind sitting in an airport for 6 hours. Like it's just been so much of my life that I've accidentally had to do that like it's not a big deal to me to consider just like sitting in one place and like hanging out. Like I'm really fucking good at that. Um the only thing that I'm really debating is whether or not I will be comfortable making videos in public. But part of me is like if I find a corner, like, yeah, I don't fucking care. People aren't gonna see me again. Like, it's not a big deal. That's so true. I also love that JetBlue is Airbus. I had forgotten about that. I meant to look it up. Um, the thing for me is I can hang anywhere. Like, I can nap anywhere. I can hang anywhere. Like, I won't nap in public with my bags and stuff. But like, I as a child was we flew all the time. We moved internationally like every 6 months, and so like I have been stuck in the Paris airport for 18 hours straight because, well, that was a complicated day. Our flight from Burlington to JFK was delayed. So we missed our JFK connection. So they bussed us over to Newark. And then at Newark, they only let half of us on, including the father of a family that had 3 young kids. They literally let the dad on and then closed the gate. So the mom and the 3 young kids were stuck outside of the gate. So we ended up becoming like proxy parents to these 3 young children, even though we were just children ourselves. So then we're in Newark now. So then they put us on an Air France red eye to Paris. So we end up on this Air France plane. We ended up having like the entire back to ourselves. So like it was very strange. It was like reverse first class where like all of us were able to like lay out on the 5 across seats. So it was actually like pretty okay. And we used to bring pillows as our second carry-on. So like we were set. So we went to Paris and it was supposed to be like a 7 hour wait to get onto a plane to go from Paris to Dublin, which is insane. Like the Paris to Dublin flight is literally like an hour. It's like really not that long. But when the plane arrived, there was something wrong with the plane. So it went into mechanical, whatever. So that was another 3 hours. And then they finally called it and said, this plane will not fly. So then they had to bring in another plane. When they brought in another plane, we all boarded. And then it turned out that the shift had expired. So then we had to go back. We had to deplane and they had to bring on a new crew. While they were bringing on the new crew, the co-captain of the new crew had a fucking heart attack. So the plane was once again not gonna fly. And so they had to like obviously like there was like a medical emergency happening. So like we ended up being in the Paris airport for 18 hours. So after that, and like that was a very formative experience for me as a child because I wore the same clothes for 72 hours straight. And the only form of entertainment I had was like my Nintendo. I believe it was a Game Boy Advanced at that point, and I think I only had 2 games on it and a Walkman that I had only brought the Moulin Rouge soundtrack in my check-on bag. So so after that, my family was like, well, we can handle anything. And I feel like that is truly like what holds me through to this day. But also like airports are kind of fun for me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in the aeronautic world, but I just find them kind of fascinating. I really love people watching. I'm down to watch a movie anywhere, you know? So like I'm just gonna download a bunch of fun shit. I have to bring my laptop for the work thing. So I'm going to be traveling with a laptop. So I'm going to write probably. The other thing is like writing takes up so much time. That was the French's reaction to us too, because we kept being like, can we leave? Can we go to Paris? Like, can we leave this fucking terminal? And they were like, no, please stay where we can see you. Like, we understand this has been a nightmare, but Jesus fucking Christ, please don't leave and then have us make you like track you down. It would just be a nightmare. So that was their reaction to us. That's so fair. Yeah, I feel like it's that thing of just like I'm such an indoors person during the summer especially that like the idea of being outside in New Mexico is like such a nightmare. um so that'll be that. Okay, I am not hosting people, so I don't actually have to clean my apartment, which is perfect. Um and what I want to do right now is go to sleep. What I want to do right now is pee. I have to pee and then I have to shower. So I should probably work out in between the peeing and the showering. And then my shower will feel extra good because I'll have worked out and that will feel good. And my arms will feel good because I'll have lifted weights and things. Am I going to lift weights? Am I going to dance? Probably going to lift weights. Lift weights and then maybe dance, but probably just lift weights. And do some squats. My legs could use some squatting. I could also do some jumping. We'll see. I do own a jump rope, but the place I used to jump rope is now carpeted in my apartment, so I could jump rope in my kitchen. We'll see. Oh yeah, and like it was like cheap navy vinyl. Um, Paris Airport. Charles de Gaulle. Is it Charles de Gaulle? I'm just saying shit now, but I'm like 90% sure it's Charles de Gaulle. Paris Airport. Yeah, Charles de Gaulle. Okay. Nailed it. Okay. Well, this has been so much fun. I'm so glad we got to talk horses and everything else. Oh my God, I missed this, but thank you for the pet psychic recommendations. And I need to check my DMs, which I never do. Okay. Great job, everybody. I'm so proud of us for getting work done. I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday and a great start to your week. And we'll do this again. I'm sure I might actually host one again tomorrow because I have so much work to do this week, including getting all of my slides done. So it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Okay. Talk to you soon.